Now we're going to talk to our election watchdog, Brad Friedman. He's from bradblog.com, and he is on top of all the possible things that could go wrong in an election. Now, Brad, it's good to have you back. I got to ask you, since we won, nothing went wrong, right?
A lot of the progress that was made yesterday was due to good election integrity watchdogs out there on the ground and trying to make sure people could vote and have that vote counted. But we still have a lot of concerns. I'll remind folks that most of those concerns don't begin to reveal themselves really until after Election Day. Until after Election Day and the days and weeks that follow. But we have some concerns with this Al Franken race, very serious concerns up there, the Senate race up there, Prop 8 in California, close races in Missouri. A lot of things to look at and take advantage of whatever transparency there still is left in these various elections.
Well, there does seem to be a lot of close races that are leaning in the Republican direction at this point. Now, Obama won some of the states that were very close as well, but in terms of the Senate races, Ted Stevens, Norm Coleman, and Gordon Smith in Oregon, they all seem to be up by just a little bit here. How could some of the improprieties make a big difference in those races, and what were those improprieties possibly?
The Norm Coleman-Al Franken race, what's interesting is that they use paper ballots all across Minnesota. That's a good thing. The problem is Al Franken, incredibly enough, Al Franken, for years, he was the only guy on Air America who seemed to have no interest in issues of election integrity. Well, at last I checked, there was about 600 or 700 votes between the two candidates. So that's a very serious concern. Up in Alaska, you've got Diebold machines used all over the place, and that's one of the few places, by the way, that the Democratic Party has actually taken action in going up against the state and against Diebold in order to try to get databases from previous elections where there were concerns. They've had to go to court time and time again. The state said we can't give you the information on how voters voted because it would be a national security risk. I kid you not. So that's the thing. That's among the things that they're up against up there in Alaska to make sure that the election was determined accurately, whoever is the winner, including if it's the convicted felon Ted Stevens.
All right, then, Brad, let me give you a chance here to tell Al Franken right to the camera, I told you so.
Yeah, Al Franken, I did tell you so. I tried to tell you so for years. Folks were trying to tell you so. You didn't want to talk about issues, concerns about election integrity, about voting machines, about the private companies who have privatized our public elections. I'm hoping it matters to you now. I'm guessing it does. No hard feelings. I'll be happy to help. Give me a call. This stuff matters, and let's take a look at your election and let's see who actually won this race. But it's going to take you and the people to find out.
Brad, real quick, as an ending here, do you have hope that the Democratic Party, now that they are firmly in control, will get on top of these issues and then we'll start to solve all the issues that you have talked about here and that you always write about on bradblog.com?
I have no hope in the Democratic Party. Who I have hope in is the people. If the people hold the Democrats responsible and accountable and make sure that they get something done this time, because they didn't over the last 2 years when they did have control of the House at least, if the people step up, then something will get done. But we've got to stop this Russian roulette every 2 years. We've got to bring reform. It's only going to happen if the people start demanding it, because the election officials and still the mainstream corporate media is out to lunch on this one. But I'm confident the people are going to raise hell and get some real change here, especially now that Oprah has lost her own vote on a touchscreen machine. Yeah. Something's got to change now, right?
I saw that. When it touches Oprah, then it gets serious.
Now it's important.
Right. Thanks so much for joining us, Brad. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Great talking to you, Zach.
All right. Great talking to you as well. Guys, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.